Aloha, this is Dr. Steve, and this is the student data files walkthrough for chapter 7. I've increased the resolution on my laptop here so you can see some of the things that are going to happen when we do this responsive web design. This is kind of a standard two column layout. Navigation on the left, main page on the right, little footer at the bottom, header on the top. Let's look at the source. We can't see much here. We'll look at the style sheet. We have that little shim thing going on here. The nav has a UL to the list items. Okay. Let's look at the style sheet. There's a wrapper. Background nav, we floated it left. I'm guessing the main is going to be padding on the margin left so we don't interrupt, so we don't overlap the nav. All right, that's pretty standard stuff. Let's take a look at 7.2. This is a real simple one. This is just looking at actually creating links that go to fragments. Go hobbies, goes down to hobbies here. I can go back. HTML goes to that, goes back. This is just doing fragments. Let's look at this. Oops, let me go a little bigger. Okay, so here we're, oops, I did not mean to do that. Here we have links that go to a hash mark hobby, so it's going to an ID. Here is the ID called hobbies, and ID HTML5, the ID CSS. So see, we're just linking to those IDs. Now, the ID can be within the page, or if you give the pathway, the ID can be in another page. You just gotta have the whole pathway, then hash mark, then whatever the ID is. So those are very useful actually and commonly used. 7.3 I know is exactly the same. 7.4, we'll go on to this one. What do we have here? Okay, another two column with a navigation on the right. And looks like we're using sprites over here, and we've probably floated this image there. Let's see what we have. Okay, this is an embedded style sheet. Doing all this stuff, display block, that's fine. Wrapper, we're using 80% in autos. Okay, header, float. Right on the nav, okay, giving it how many width, 150 pixels width. So the main part should be, where's the main? Here we go. Padding 2020 overflow. No, that's not what we want. Oh, actually, I guess it is okay. It does work fine. Since the nav is on the right, everything else is on the left. Okay, what's happening here? Oh, they put the shim down here. Okay, that's fine. No problem there. It's just a... Oh, that's using the sprite here. Here's what the sprite looks like. Two images, light and dark. I don't care that much for sprites. If you like it, go for it. 7.5, what do we have? All right, this is a three-column layout. This is your pretty standard three-column layout. This is used extensively. Header up here, banner, nav on the left, main content, and a side on the right. Little footer down below. Let's see what it looks like. Here, there's the shim. You have an embedded style here, container, minimum width. Okay, we're not doing the 80% stuff here. Float left on the nav, float right on the side. You set the width in pixels rather than percentages. Okay, this is not going to resize nicely. So, well, the nice things you can do with three columns is you can resize and it looks good. This is not one of those instances. It doesn't have that responsive web design. See how this here is missing? Yeah, this is not good. It has the three columns, but that's about it. Let's see if we can improve upon that. Let's look at 7.6. I'm hoping this one looks kind of the same here, right? But let me hope here, and not this one either. This one doesn't respond either. Why not? What's wrong with this? Oh, we did the clear here. That's good. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, this just has two media queries. The standard media query is the screen. That's the default, actually. But since there's two, you have to specify screen. Second one is the print. So this one here, this is going to come into play if you try to print the document. And I'll show you what's going to happen here in a second. So when you're going to print, you probably don't need certain things. Let's see, they've probably hidden some things. Like the nav. I see they've displayed none on the nav. So they're saying don't display the nav. It's not necessary. If you're going to print, you don't want the nav. And if you're going to print anything, there's an anchor. I see the anchors. They're going to show the URL for that. Okay, let's go back and take a look. That's not it. Here's the document here. So if I were to go to print, you're going to see the print preview is going to look a little bit different. Yeah, okay, see? The nav is missing here. And if you look over here on this side, they have the URL on the right side. That's what that print media query does. All right, I'm going to cancel that. But you can see how that works. That's very helpful. So when you want a quote-unquote printer-friendly version of the page for a particular document, that's how you do that. 7.7. We'll look at the index again. This is 2-column. Standard 2-column look. Let's see what they're doing here. Fit caption, display block. They have a wrapper with percentages and auto. Looks good, looks good. Tags, UL. A figure and fit caption. Okay, so they do have different media queries going on here. Alright, this is not fantastic, but this is okay. And then they have the shim down here. Alright. And the HTML looks pretty much the same. Alright, let's see how this works. So here it looks like 2. And let's make this a little bit smaller. And you see, when you make it smaller, suddenly the navigation becomes here. So we stopped floating the nav and made it block. Let's go back and take a look at that again. Okay, there it is. Nav's over there. And how do they do that? So, in this first part, where's the nav? The nav. Okay, here we have, oops. The nav, they floated left. And then later on, they stopped that float. There's no float for the nav over here, right? And even here, right? No float. So that's how you're doing that. That's the main thing. There's some other nice little tricks you can do. Let's take a look at some other ones. That was 7.7, 7.8. Oh, this is very nice. Let's see how they're doing that. This is a good standard 3-column. Navigation on the left. Let's resize it a lot. It goes to that. Let's see if we can resize it a little bit differently. Okay, so this is more like a tablet. So here we have 2 columns. There's the left and then the main, and the side, and the navigation has gone up to the top. Then when we get small, you see the nav changes to this. Okay, so how do they do that? Let's look at this. Again, same idea. This is your style. The first one is your the default media query. Then you have this one here. This kicks in at 1024 pics, which is what the author has decided is the maximum width for a tablet. And then the last media query, 768, for a cell phone. Okay, that's the main thing there. How are these images doing? Let's see how the images are. banner and one on the right. This resized nicely. That's good. How about the other one? Did it resize? Come on. I can't seem to grab the edge of this thing. That's only so-so. We can do better on that, I'm pretty sure. Let's look at 7.9. Alright, this is another way of dealing with images. Okay. Alright, here's a large image. This is a flex box on the images. Large picture, you can see that my kind of maximum mono resolution. Went to a smaller resolution, it automatically changes to a medium file, and if I pull it over even smaller, it goes to the small one. So I'm not doing anything, it's all the HTML is the same. The difference really is this way of doing these kind of media queries, if you will, in pictures. So you can use a picture, source, media. This is one way of doing it. I recommend this way, actually. This is a better way. There's another way. I think they're going to show you in 7.10. Let's see. Yeah, this is another way. Large. And that didn't even work. Yeah, don't do it that way. It doesn't work. Okay. Let's go on. Yeah, I don't like that either. 7.11. All right, this is probably your best template to use. 3 columns, nav on the left, a side on the right. So we can resize it. Ooh, maybe not the best. Okay. Cannot pull this silly thing over. Okay, then we have nav up here. When you go smaller, the nav should go somewhere else. I like it at the top. This example goes down at the bottom. I'm not a real fan of this. What I do like are the way the images are resizing. This looks good here, and this looks good here, and you resize it, and it also looks good. Anyway, please take a look through this chapter. This is an extremely good chapter on responsive web design, going from 3 column to 2 column to 1 column, and using these media queries. Read this chapter carefully, look through everything. I think you'll find it extremely useful. Aloha.